Okay, audio should be working now. I think. Let's check. Sorry, hang on. Malfunction with Velcro. Okay, just trying to get organized with the microphone and stuff, and I need a horse actually. So, it's been a pretty good day. This is not going to be my first horse in here. So I'm going to go get the first horse that you guys get to see in here. Hello, baby cakes and Sharon. Hello. Thanks. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. I don't know if the microphone works. Oh, it's okay. All the way over at Lena's. So hang on a second. Trimming feet. Your feet are so up. Okay, I have captured my. Now I've already worked on 2 others today, so proof that this thing's working quite well. Very happy with it. I'm gonna wander back into the frame in a few seconds here. I thought I would do some Q&A along with trimming. Now Lena's never been in here, so you guys get to see her come in for the very first time ever. Come on, Lena. She says, no way. Come on, Piggy was brave. Oh, good girl. Come on, get in. So, this is what is happening in this place. Trimmings are what's happening in this place. What do you think, Lena? It's a big deal. Yeah. You're a big girl, too. Oh, no, don't leave. Get over here. All right. So, now I've got my big, huge, drafty horse ready to run me over. I know. Look at how worried she is. Come here. Just gonna keep moving her around a little bit in the space. Get her used to it. I've left all the trimmings in here from the previous horses just to give this place a bit of a hopefully familiar smell. So we'll just keep walking her around a little bit. She can look around and see with both eyes. No big deal. Just a place to hang out at. You can sniff and look at stuff and all kinds of things. It also helps me figure out how these mats are going to work out. I bought 1/2-inch thick mats, and if they don't work out, I'll pick up 3/4-inch ones, but I think they're going to do okay. I just don't want them to sort of bunch up or pick up or anything, or rip, break. Calm down, back up, back up. All right, there's no way I'm going to survive this with a sweater on. It's a little chilly today, so if I'm not doing anything, it helps to be a little warmer. I will bring the camera closer, but I just need to make sure I'm not going to have a horse that'll knock it over. So you guys just have to be a little patient while Lena gets this place figured out. Now, if I leave, she'll have a hard time staying, I think. But maybe not. Maybe she'll prove me totally wrong. Hey, I have nothing locking her in. I have no tie points, which I'll talk about in a few minutes here. While I get ready to trim. Come here. I don't want her nose kind of going over that way where she can leave. So I need to be able to stay between the outside and her. Hang on, I'm just going to move my microphone to the inside of my shirt just in case it decides to flop around some. Okay, Lena, turn around a little. There you go. So maybe she'll be less inclined to leave if she's looking the other way. It's one of the reasons why I put a window on the other wall, so that it's not really a claustrophobic environment for them, at least I hope. Yeah, I don't think this microphone is working out like this. I have to put it elsewhere. Let's go this way. Better. Okay, but I gotta go get the camera. Otherwise, you guys won't be able to see a single thing. But let's chitty chat first. So the new shelter is working out awesome. Absolutely fantastic. I'm super happy with it. Lighting is great. I've got the lights on now, even though I don't really need them, but I thought I would turn them on. You guys can see what it looks like with the lights on, even in pure daylight here. The space is really quite comfortable. There's a lot of space in here. It's 12 feet wide, 12 feet, well, it's 12 foot square, essentially. Matted, lit, window over there. I haven't done any tie points yet. I still have to reinforce the wall where I'm going to put tie points, but I plan on putting 4 tie points, which none of them will be able to support a full pull from a horse. That's not my goal. So, and either way, it's not a really useful thing to be able to do anyways, is to have a horse pull on something as hard as they can. All of the ties will be tie blockers, which I featured in a different video. If you guys if you haven't seen it or don't know what I'm talking about, you can do a search for tie blockers, or tie blocker, or why I use a tie blocker, I think I called it. And essentially it's a sort of like a hook. See, she's not leaving. It's good. Essentially it's a ring with a piece in the middle that you wrap the rope around to create a hitch that will loosen based off of pressure, but will provide friction. And you can have 3 different levels of friction. So kind of loose, and then if you pull on the other end, it'll actually get a little bit stronger in the friction, and then you can do another loop on it, which will increase the amount of friction, which means you have to pull less to make them stay. But there will be a piece across here. So if I'm in here and I need to step out to go get the camera or something like that, I would just step under something or whatever, and the horse would not leave. So somehow I have to get you guys without her leaving. I might just bring her with me because she's pretty nervous still, which is fine. First time ever for her in here. We're going to trim her up without tying her. I don't generally tie horses anyways. But see how she can leave if I let her get her nose to that side. So I'm just going to ask her over like that. Pet her and have her stay. It'd be nice if I could wander outside of here without her following me out. So I'll just back her up. And this is just good training. It's actually one of the reasons why I don't tie horses up, because I get to do, or at least my horses for sure, I get to do groundwork. See, she got her nose to the other side. So I'll put it back. I'll put her foot back, back her up, and have her stay. And so I get to do piles and piles. You're going to be in big trouble here. Stay over there. Of groundwork, which is good for her. It's good for me. It's good practice. It echoes in here. So we got to make a little noise sometimes. Pet her. Tell her it's okay. Just have her stay, because see, she'll draw after I pet her. Just have her stay. Provide a little drive that way. And face the other way. Towards you guys. I can see her in the camera, but I can also feel where she is too. I don't have to look at the camera. But this will be good for her. So let's see if I can pick up her feet before I leave here. I'm just going to give her one of her feet a bit of a clean. Now, as she wanders forward, it's really important to teach your horse to stay without tying them. See, some people call it ground tying, but I just call it stay. Stay there. So let's clean her feet out, or at least one of them for sure. Now Lena's feet grow fast and strong. So there, that's good. She stepped backwards a little. Give that a good solid cleaning. And put it down. Now you see when I put it down, I sort of indicate to her a little bit that I'm going to put it down and just drop it. There you go. That's a good girl. So doing a little crunchy crunch with her teeth. It's a good sign. I'd like to see that. Hello, Lena. Okay. Let's put that there. I'm going to just tighten her halter up a smidge. So tying a horse is can be very convenient for when you don't want to pay attention to them. But I'm always hoping that I can have them just stay. Just stand there and be good. I'll let you know when you can move. So don't draw with me. Stay back there. And I'm going to ask her to stay. Stay. I'm going to step out. We'll see if she stays. She's learned how to stay before, but this is kind of a worrisome place. If she goes to turn the other way, I'm totally cool with that. Stay. Back up. Back up. Back up. Move your butt. Move your butt. Move your butt. Put it back. Good girl. Stay. Keep trying. I've got the time. See, so a lot of times if it's a job, you won't really have time for this, but if it's your horse, I recommend finding time for it because it's a useful thing. Gracie's calling out. Got something to say? Stay. Back up. Back up more. Back up more. Good girl. You need to not put your nose so far that way because I know you're going to try to leave. So we'll try again. I know this is going to be kind of tedious and boring, but you have to forgive her. It's her first time in here. All I'm trying to do is get the 10 feet out. So go get the camera. Stay. Camera. Stay. Camera. Stay. Whoa. Oh, you almost made it. I know, Lena, I know. Stay right there. It's good. Relax. Take a load off. Let's practice that. Have her head come down. Pet her. Tell her it's a safe place to be. Down. Not that way. Just down. There. Relax. They'll come in and they'll touch you. They'll want to put their neck on you or check in with their nose. Macaroni is really good for that. Hey. Oh, wait a second. Have her head come down a little more. A little more. She comes in for a snuggle. Move her over. Head down. Wait. Yeah, she's sniffing the place a little. That's not bad. Crunchy, crunchy with the teeth. Stay. I have an immense amount of draw for her right now. So I have to have her stay while I leave. I have to forgive her for that. So it's okay. But now she's sidestepping over. I'll have her sidestep back. Come on. You sidestepped over this way. You can sidestep back. Stay. 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 Not cool, man. Come back. So now we're just doing groundwork. Move over. Good girl. Stay. She knows what to do. We've done stay. Camera. Stay. Ah. No. Back up. And be particular about this stuff. You know, if they take a couple steps over, you might have to go 4 steps back. But you can't blame them for being drawn to you. But you got to provide some drive and reassurance at the same time. Oh, I'll put her back. We're almost there. She's real close, in case anybody's wondering. How much longer are you going to do this for? As long as it takes. Stay there. Stay. Back your foot up. I really mean it. Right there. Good. Camera. You're in trouble. Come here. But if I were to tie her up, I'd never be able to solve this. She'd just be tied. And she wouldn't have to listen to me. She'd have to listen to the wall and the rope. Stay there. Stop putting your nose that way. I know what you're thinking. Don't worry about Gracie. She's not important right now. Stay. Camera. Oh. See? That's exactly why I try not to let her nose get the other way, because I can't catch her. Back up. Chuck a rope over. See, the rope's on this side. If the nose goes that way, I know that I have very little area to catch her. So that's why I try not to let her nose go that way, like that. Try again. It's okay to fail. Gracie's jumping around like a ding-dong. Something going on over there? Doesn't look like it. Stay. You're the wrong way. There we go. Oh. She stopped. I've made it to you guys, so I'm going to grab the camera. Ta-da! So, let's switch cameras. Somehow here, I got to take my glove off. And switching cameras is here. All right. So I've trapped my big, huge horsey in here, mentally, not physically. I'm just going to get my glove back on. Okay, you back up. Back up. Thank you. Makes me feel better when you've got your nose that way. There. Okay, let's get to work. Let's get to work. I don't know if there's any questions. I'm going to have to answer them at the end. She's still putting her nose that way, you see. We don't want any part of that. So. All right. I don't know. That'll probably do there. Okay, let's talk about her feet. Lena, just stay. Good grief. Come back. Go this way. Don't step on the camera. All right, that'll do right there. Thank you. Okay, camera, you go here. Foot, you come up here. All right, how are we looking for the view? Not bad, eh? Not bad at all. Okay, we'll do 1 foot or 2. All right, so I've given it a clean already. And I think I've talked about cleaning hooves before, but you kind of want to make sure that you got, you know, the borders figured out, you know, the white line of all the walls. So you can sort of scrape away with your hoof pick. It's kind of dull, right? So it doesn't really really matter. You're not taking anything off that won't already come off with just normal wear and tear. Give it a brushins. And we'll take a look at what we need to do to this poor thing. Right, Lena? Good girl. Now, Lena's got great feet. There's really not a lot of issue with shape or anything. Just growth. So I've got a little pair of nippers here that I usually start with to bring down these parts here, which are called the bars. Now, I don't want Lena squishing anything, so I'm just going to check these out. Bring them down around here. Just follow that along. And you can see that it's still pretty flaky in this part, which means that there's a lot of growth in the heels, which is fine. It's good. And I'm going to check out whether or not there's anything, hang on, Lena, anything sort of stuck underneath these bars. Sometimes bars can lay over a bit and trap stuff underneath. So we'll just check that out there. Yeah. And that would be a good start for the bars. Ugh, she wants her foot back, so I better give it back. Otherwise, she'll fight me for it. Put you guys over here for now. She's still kind of worried, but I'm okay with that because she's picking up her feet nicely. Right, Lena? You're a good girl. Okay. So now I'm going to drag out my knife and continue on the bars a little. Now, you see how she's picking up her back foot? She'd like that one done next. So, horses talk a lot when they're getting their feet done. So I'm just going to check out this area here. So I see some cracks that I don't want to see. Usually indicates separation of materials. She's got to fly. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's a little cleaner. You don't need to carve these things out. Bars are important to horses, but we do need to check out and make sure they're not all laid over and trapping stuff underneath them and whatnot. So that's pretty good there. She's got a bit of extra frog here we need to get rid of. So just trim it off like that. And you can see, I don't know if you guys can see it for that matter, but there's a bit on the edge that's sort of just rotten. It means it's not connected at all. She's asking for her foot back. So I'm going to have her not lean backwards to get it. Just have her put it down nicely. How's it going, Lena? Stuck in the corner. She's still going backwards. She's going to hit the wall in a second. That's good. Okay, let's continue with the frog. I have no idea if you guys can see. I can't actually see the screen, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty good. Need a cameraman. So I'm just going to kind of conservatively just break off the bits that appear to me as disconnected for her frog. Again, just like the bars, there's generally no reason to dig these things out. We're just looking for separated and disconnected stuff that's ready to come off, but hasn't come off due to the lack of abrasion in her natural world. And that'll be pretty good. Where? Like that. That's pretty good. Okay, now we need to take out this area here and match up to the toe. I'm gonna back the camera up a little because she's just stuck in the corner here. Maybe you guys will be able to see this, but she's right in the corner. So, okay, moving on. Let's trim up her foot. I can't believe she's standing so nicely in the corner. I went all the way to the other side of the shelter here and she didn't move at all. Okay, so I'm going to use the rough side of my rasp. Just take these things down. Not much, but enough so that the walls are getting pretty close to where the sole is for my rough. I don't know, roughing in, my roughing in. And I'm looking for where this toe is naturally wearing off. We'll match to that. I'll do half the foot. You guys can see what that's going to look like compared to the other half. And I just sort of carve things out. So I'm going to switch to the other side now. My roughing out is finished. And now I just want to smooth the edges and get things precise. Okay. Oh, hang on, Lena. Go any further, you're going to hit the camera. All right. And that's half the foot. I'm going to give her that back to her because she's being a little grumpy about it. Okay, let's do the rest. You guys don't need to see that as close while I'm trimming, so we'll safely put that. See, she's still picking up that back foot. I'll have to look at that next. Now, when I trim this side, I'm looking to see where it should be trimmed to, but I'm also making sure I'm getting both these sides pretty balanced. So if one side looks like it goes down a little bit more than the other, I question that and wonder if there's some retained sole or something like that that's tricking me. There. Okay, that's that. And then we'll just fix this bit here and then she'll be done for this foot. Heel's a little high. Switch to the other side of the rasp. And then quickly finish this bit up here. Make sure it's symmetrical. Round it off. A lot of people ask me if I use nippers. Nope, never. Just the little ones that I used to clean stuff off with on the very bottom, like I'm going to do now, just to get these bars a little lower. Come on, Lena. Oh, good girl. Because they're a little high. And I'm pretty accurate with these two. I don't take off much. They're a little different. There we go. That's a little better. There. Hang on, Lena, hang on. Yeah, just some minor stuff that's sitting inside the bars. I know you guys can't see it. There we go. Straighten those things out just a smidge and give her foot back. I'll show you guys what that looks like. What that looks like? What that looks, yeah, that's right. Okay, come forward a smidge. You look like you're stuck in the corner there. Plus, I got to look at your back foot anyways because you keep holding it up. Must be a rock in there or something. Okay, so come on, Lena. So this is a finished foot, I think. That's what she looks like. And I'm pretty happy with that. And no trimming from the top or anything. And we still got it nice and round, symmetrical looking, and all that. Balanced. Okay, I'm going to put the camera, stay there, way over here, so I don't have to worry about it. Just going to check out her back foot. Okay, Lena, you ready? I'm just going to go all the way back here. Check this foot here. Well, it's full up of stuff, that's for sure. So I'm just going to take out all this crud. And maybe that alone will just help her out, make her feel a little bit better right now. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. There you go. What do you think, Lena? A bit better? You should put your foot down. Whoop, no, don't put your nose that way. Okay, so that's the first foot done. Now, if I go to the other side of her body, I may have a little trouble to keep her. So what I'm going to do is turn her right around to face the other way, and then put the lead rope over her back on this side. I know you guys can't see. Just a moment here, just a moment. Come on, Lena, turn. Good, and back up. And back up. Good girl. Okay, so now I'm set up to block her. If she comes this way, I'm set up to use the lead rope as well to do that. Morning. Oh, stay there. Stay. Stay. Okay, so let's get started on this next foot. You guys can watch me clean it out, how I clean feet out, I guess. If you're interested in that kind of thing. All right, over, back up a little. It's not bad. Okay, I'll stick you to there. So she has a lot of stuff in her feet. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this. Let's pick it up. Good. So, a lot of stuff. So generally I start and I go this way, and then I'll clean out the area next to the bar and the quarter and in here with the heel buttress. Then I'll go to the next one and just start picking stuff out like that and out. And then go this way, and then continue on the other side like I did the first side. And that'll start to clean out all the places that just build material. And then we can see what we're working with for a trim. Not bad. I'll give her a foot back. Right, Lena? Seem to have a message that has come through. What could it be? Nothing important at the moment. All right, let's trim her up. So same thing. Hopefully the camera will see this. I can't see the screen at the same time. Let me see. Hang on a second. Maybe I'll switch the view and then I can see the screen. Yeah, that's smart. Good job, Smarty Pants. See, the back camera is better than the front camera, but I guess it doesn't really help us. Okay, so same tools as before. Good girl. You guys can come to there. It's not as easy to do with a camera, and everything takes longer. So I'll get rid of the big huge bar she's got here. Doesn't need that. As you can see, there's some stuff that's stuck underneath there. So we'll clear that out with a knife shortly. Get rid of that. And the good thing is her bars are growing about as fast as her walls are, which is normal and healthy and good. So about the amount that I'm going to take off the walls will be pretty close to the amount that I take off the bars. Frog. Disconnected frog can come off. A lot of people ask me, doesn't it hurt when you do that? Nope. No, I don't know if they're healthy, which Lena's are. So we'll just travel around just a little. Hang on, Lena, hang on. Good girl. Hang on, hang on. She says, give my foot back right now. You must listen to me. All right. So there's her foot back. Okay. Let's grab it again and start cleaning up the bars and the frog a little bit more. Like that. There's not much that needs to come off here. I'm just scraping away a little bit. And then I see that there's a disconnection there, so take that off. Scrape away a little bit. It's a disconnection, but it's not as disconnected, so I'll leave that side. Oh, Lena's got to go poo-poos. I didn't know she had to go poo-poos. All right, hang on, Lena. Let's bring you forward a little. Just come forward a step. You are the first horse to poo-poos in here. The bear's already pooped in here 2 times. Come on, Lena. Pick it up. Good girl. Okay. So I'll just clean out that stuff in there. And that looks pretty good. Check the other side. I'm going to trap her a little bit so I can do this without her shuffling her foot around so much. Just bring it under, hold down low. This is actually a reasonably comfortable position to be in, to be honest. Oh, but not when she's super heavy on me. Okay. Frog and bars are done. Let's back that up. Take a second to take a break. Whew. Okay, come forward. Yeah, that way you don't step in your poops. Okay, let's do her walls. Okay, right there, maybe. Right there. All right. You look a little bit off balance. Maybe you can pick this thing up. Good girl. Okay, start with the heels. I've had a few people that are sort of bystanders when I go out and about, and they start watching a little bit, and then they say, man, it sure is satisfying watching this get done. It's like, well, it's about as satisfying as doing it. And I think this is turning out pretty nice. I got to switch hands a little. So I need Lena to allow me to do that. She says, give me my foot back. Okay, move over onto your other foot a little. There. That might be more comfortable. Come on. Lena, what are you doing? What is she doing? Come on, bring your foot. Good girl. Okay. Come around. Like that. Okay, it's not bad. I'm going to take the microphone off for a second because it's sort of getting in my way. But I think you guys will still be able to hear me. It just might be a little echoey. Are you ready? Okay. Step backwards, she says. Let's move the camera back this way. All right, keep trimming. I'm not done yet. Bring it around. Okay, give things a nice little bevel there, because that's what happens here. So we're really trying to just match her natural bevel all the way around. A little bit crunchy here, a bit of separation in that edge there. Okay, I'll switch sides on the rasp. And then that'll go like that. Work my way around. Looking at the frog, I am going to take off that little bit that's separated. And I'll let that stuff grow out right here. There. That's better. Smooth this area out, like so. There, it's a little better. I'm not too worried about that. That'll grow out. Hold on to her for a second. Let's slide down my leg a bit. And she's free. Okay, that's the front feet. And I'm a little bit tired. Whew, that's a lot of work, Lena. We should see if there are any questions. Okay, you. Let's go to the grass. Yeah, I'll grab my microphone again. Try to clip it onto my shirt, like so. And just give me a second, I'll get my glove off. And then you guys can stare at Lena eat some grass and I'll answer a few questions. She's happy to leave there. All right, eat grass. There. Free. Okay, I'm going to take a little break here and see how many questions we've got. Let's see. Live chat. Okay, so way back at the beginning, Sharon says, do you own all these horses? I own 4 of them. Gracie, Lena, Luke, and Macaroni. Peggy, Ruli, and Sky are all boarded here. So Let's see. I don't want to go too far, so I'm going to kind of come over this way. Okay, next question. Martine, hello. She matches the color of the building. Yes, she does, actually. Come to think of it. Thank you for the congratulations. Yes, it's lovely, isn't it? It looks good. Watchman on the wall. Trimming station turned out great. Thank you. Yes. Appreciate that. I think it turned out nicely. A little bit more to go. Steel eyelets on either side of the shed. Also, you need a blade for your gator. Saves a lot of work in your back. Steel eyelets on each side of the shed. On the front, you mean? I do. I plan on putting a rope across the front, if that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about on the inside, what would you use steel eyelets for on each side? That's my question. Summerfield, Danielle. Even for a little, are you out building your barn? Need a rope across, right? Yes, I need a rope across. Yes, on the wall. What do I even call you, lioness or rising watchman on the wall? Such a long name. It is, you know, when you don't tie them, it's really, really great practice. And I love it. I like finding these kinds of gaps in the training, things that I can work on or rebuild depending on the environment. So for my horses, I really like it. Other people, they're not, they try to tie them. That's fine. So these are the things that I look at when I'm working with my guys, that I want to be training them. I don't want the wall to train them. I don't want the rope to train them. I don't want some kind of place that I tune them out and I have to pay attention to something else. I want them to be thinking about what was my last request. And if they start to think of doing something different, I'll think about why. Like if she's afraid and she draws to me, I think that's okay. You can draw, but just draw from a little further away. You'll be fine. Trust me. So nice to see me working. I'm always working. Twinkie, I just answered you. I don't know what your question was. That's good. She's just playing the game. She's having fun with you. Andrew, she is not. It is not a game. She is definitely scared. And I don't mean to kind of sort of chop down your words. I don't mean that in that way at all. So horses, whenever they're doing this kind of thing, it's not a game to them at all. There's no game happening. She genuinely wants to leave there because she doesn't feel it's a safe place to be. And if I go to leave, she'll follow because she feels being close to me or around me, or at least out of there, at the very least, is the best thing. So when I go to leave, that draw from reassuring her to then trying to walk away, it's real. So there's no, horses don't play games, in my opinion. Shirley's on lunch break. Hello, Shirley. Oh, Danielle's got to take off, putting in the floor, just so I thought. Doing the barn. Good luck with that. Twinkie, thank you. You're welcome, and glad to sort of provide some information for anybody that's interested. Scratch golfer, you're late. You're not late. It's all good. Tina says the wash station looks good. Congrats. Thank you. I appreciate that. Got a pile of firewood here I got to burn. I'm just going to step back. Let's see. Zeus is inside, if anybody's wondering. Christine says Lena's so patient. She's mostly patient. You know, she's doing pretty good. I don't blame her for being a little bit worried about being in there. The first two horses I did weren't. They were actually pretty good. But every horse is different. You have to appreciate that. In time, there'll be nothing to be in there. She'll just kind of hang out in there. Maybe she smelled the bear poo and that's why she worried. I don't know. It's a good question. The other two didn't care about bear poop. I don't even know how much it would smell anymore in there, to be honest. It was a while back and I washed everything out. It's a good question. Why is she worried to be in there? Probably maybe it's an enclosed space. It's brand new. It echoes in there, weird noises. Nobody's around her other than me. Don't know. Scratch, you're welcome for watching live. Hopefully it's been interesting so far. Hope you're feeling okay. Yeah, it's cold, you know, when the weather changes and you start working and then sniffing. Sorry, I try not to sniff, honestly. Like getting your nails done. Exactly. Yeah. When will they come up with an electric drill file? Would that be so much faster? Would it not? They do. They have electric grinders with a soft grinding stone or flappy disc or something like that. And some people use it and some don't. Most don't, for that matter, but some people use it here and there. I don't think I'll ever use it. I think that there's way too big of a chance of taking too much off. And while you can always take more off, you can't put anything back on, and I just don't find it worth it to me. If you're using those flappy disc grinding things, maybe trim more often, and then you have to do less. It's less work. That's what I say to myself all the time. I should trim more often. How often do you need to do this? Asks Sharon. That's a great question. I like to trim every 3 weeks, personally. Sometimes I go a little bit over, but I try not to, because beyond 3 weeks, it just becomes a chore, a real chore. Like their feet grow so quickly. Anything under that is usually okay. It's less work. You're just sort of maintaining, no different than you would be filing down your own nails. The more often you do it, the stronger they are, the faster they grow, so on and so forth. Or the more healthier they grow. So sometimes that can be faster. So, but yeah, every 3 weeks is a really good timeline. Christine says, thank you. Well done on both jobs. You're welcome. Twinkie says, nice feet. I've christened the trimming station. Yes, Sally Ann, I have. This is the third horse in here. Lena's the third. And if you guys can guess who the first two were, I'd be surprised. Actually, I gave it away in the very beginning, but many of you weren't here. So, but 2 other horses have already been in there and done quite well with it. So, Sharon asks, is Lena your horse? Yes. When your original question of which ones do I own Lena, Gracie, Luke, and Roni. The other 3 or any others are here for boarding. So, do you ever paint and polish their hooves? Never. I never do that. I see it as snake oil or just something that I don't bother with. That some of that stuff will actually be detrimental. It'll trap in bacteria and fungus and not let it out. To a lot of them are anaerobic, meaning that they die when they're subject to oxygen. And so when you paint them or you cover them with some kind of hoof dressing, then they live on and continue to eat away at the hoof wall. It's not what you want. So a lot of that stuff is for looks, used for shows and stuff like that. I don't think that there's any health benefits whatsoever to such a thing. So I don't do it. And I haven't had it proven to me that it is, ever. I've never heard anybody say things are better for it. Usually they're applied when people think that their horse's hooves crack too much or something like that. But it's 99% proven in those cases that the hooves are in poor shape, bad diet, or late trims, things like that. So there you go. Turned out great. Congratulations. Thanks, Olives. Darn YouTube notifications. Hello, Sue. Lena has to be one of the most gorgeous horses I've ever seen. Sharon says, yes, Sharon, I agree. Lena is absolutely gorgeous. People love her. Love her. She was free, if you can believe it. She didn't cost, well, she cost the cost of shipping from the island, but somebody didn't want her so much they gave her away for free. Go figure. Twinkie's Karen from Facebook. Oh, hello, Karen. Got it. I will remember that from now on. Lena's spa day. Yes, Olives, it is. I still have to do the back feet. They're a little overgrown like the fronts, so I'll continue on with those pretty soon here. Lee's not fat, she's just fluffy. Yes, yes. Sometimes when I eat too many cookies, I get fluffy as well. So there we go. Thanks, Karen. Love my answers. I love my answers too, for now. I'm always questioning myself, though. I always think, did I give the right answer? I think I did. I think that's good. You just sort of double check in with yourself anyways. Best lawnmower in the world. It's true, actually, but I think Gracie gives her a run for her money and really goes to town on the grass. I mean, she is just nonstop. It's interesting to watch. But yeah, Lena's eating a lot of grass. She's really going to town on this place. So, oh, Luke's the first. You guys are going to find out who went into the trimming station first later in the video. So Sharon says, I watched a doc on wild horses yesterday called Cloud and His Family. What happens to their feet being trimmed, etc.? Sorry if it's a stupid question. I just know nothing on horses. It's a good question. A lot of people ask that. They say, well, what about the wild horses? Don't they just trim themselves? Sometimes, yep. Horses' hooves trim naturally through cracking and chipping and pieces breaking off, which allow other pieces to finally get ground down a little bit by the rocks and the hard ground that they live on. So the wild horses also have pathology and problems, and their body has to compensate for poor hoof shape. And then when the wall gets weak enough, because it's kept on growing and growing and growing, and it breaks off, then they have to, get back to what is sort of more normal in shape, and their skeleton has to sort of adjust, and their ligaments and tendons all have to kind of move a different direction or whatnot. So it is. What are we doing? Why did she stop? It's not abnormal to see wild horses that have, deformed, not deformed, but not proper feet, I guess you say. So, and then some of them just have really really poor feet, and there's nothing that can be done. They just kind of grow out of them, or they can't walk so well anymore, and they get caught by a predator, and that's that. So, let's see what else we got going on. But yeah, when we've got them in captivity, they don't wear their feet down. They don't wear their feet down normally. They travel a lot less. They move a lot less, and they're on softer ground primarily. And especially if you're breeding or you have one, and people think that the baby should be on really soft ground for a long time and stuff. Well, they don't get to wear off their feet naturally like they do in the wild, and as such, they actually have poorer hooves for it. So it's been recommended in quite a few sort of scientific literature out there about this topic, that when babies are born, they should be put on normal, hard, rocky, gravelly, sandy, muddy kind of ground, and let their hooves go as they're supposed to go, because that's where the very beginning is where they get their strength from. But if they're just on soft ground for the first while of their life, then genetically they get sort of set back. So I don't have any direct experience with that, though, so I'm really just quoting from scientific papers and books that I've read myself. So let's see. Scratch Golfer says, how's Gracie hoof/shoe? Good. Good. It's almost ready to come off, to be honest. We're getting really close. It's still on. Everything's good. What do you want? She needs a good washings. But it's doing great. Just having a big yawn. Hey, big girl. What's happening? So, yeah, they're doing. She's. I can't. What? Okay. The boot there is getting really close. I can see that her hoof is growing, and that it's growing downwards off of. What? I don't want to let you out right now. I've already got one horsey out. Wow, that's serious flexibility there. Pretty good there, little horse. Scratch your back, you say? Sure. See if I can get the right spot. Nope, that's not it. Somewhere over there. Yep. I got it. Where is it? No? Up this way? There? No? Yes? Yep. That's it. Oh, forward a little. Okay, I'm all done. Ugh. Anyhow, so yeah, coming along great. It's gonna come off pretty soon. I have to double check to see when I put it on. I'm waiting 3 weeks this time. And then I shouldn't have to put anything back on. And I can cut off the really rotten stuff that's in there. And then let her grow out naturally and normally and comfortably. So, okay, back to Lena and questions. What else we got? Sharon says, I wondered because they live out there years till the helicopters come around them for auction. It's a good documentary about gorgeous horse named Cloud. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, a lot of horses, the wild ones, get rounded up. Have you ever had to deal with feet that have gone long and turned up like weird Asian shoes? No, I haven't had to do any of those, Sally Ann. I mean, we rarely see those around here. I've seen some pretty misshapen hooves for sure. Flared out, cracked, broken, heels are way under, toes are pretty long. To have them grow upwards is literally years. So something like that would probably get flagged by the SPCA around here, and that owner would be reprimanded or something like that. So people like that tend to stay quiet. That's sort of be discovered. But it is interesting the way the hoof does that. It's normal, but it's not good for the horse. They should be they're essentially on too soft ground, and they're not able. The hoof was never able to break off, so in turn it just keeps on growing out and up, and then curls around and all that kind of stuff. Super unhealthy, very heavy. Sad. Sue saw a video of newborn foal's hooves. Strange looking. They certainly are. Very, very weird. Gibson, the new wash station looks fantastic. I have to trim my own horse tomorrow as I can't get hold of a farrier. So this will be watching all your videos again this evening. Sally Ann, you're welcome. Gibson, don't worry. It's slow process. Take your time. It's I think anybody can do it. Overall, it's just science. It really is just science. Nothing special about it. Just take your time. Don't do less rather than more. But you can be too conservative. There are many cases for to be too conservative can actually be quite detrimental. So maybe don't let that last. But if you get rid of the edges and stuff and clean up the frog if need be. So okay, I'm going to do her back feet, but I'm going to end the live stream, I think, because everything goes faster without the camera, and I got to get on with the day. But hopefully doing the front feet has helped you guys out a bit. Questions are answered. Sharon, you're welcome. Glad you found the channel. Welcome. Lena looks like a weed eater going side to side. She is a weed eater. She is the best weed eater ever. So I'm going to leave it at that. Glad you guys could join me for a little bit here. I'm going to get on with this horse, and then I think I'll trim Roni next. I got to trim everybody that's here, actually. 7 horses in one day. We'll see. So hopefully that's been good. For everybody that came late, no worries. Check it out after. It'll process and then upload, and then you can see what I did and what I talked about. Oh, Gracie's calling out. She's got something to say. I don't know. She's got something to say. So yeah, and that's about it. Let's see. Any questions? Sharon? Yes, I know. You're very kind. Thank you for the compliments. Karen says, off topic, sorry, but those mushroom spores, they don't bother Lena's tummy. Nah, the horses don't eat the mushrooms, and there's none in this grass here. What you're looking at are probably just leaves. So no mushrooms here. Have the bears been back? I don't know. Not in the tree. I haven't seen them in the yard. There's no extra poops anymore. The neighbor was complaining about having too many bear poops, but I haven't seen them back here. No, good question though. All right. You guys are very welcome. Everybody says thank you. You're very welcome. Hopefully it's been helpful. Any questions that you kind of come up with later, stick them in the comments. I'll try to get back to everybody. And that's about it. So hopefully you guys have yourselves a good morning or afternoon or evening or night or sleep or wherever you are on the planet. And I'll see you guys again later when you get to find out who went into the wash station first. All right, thank you, Martine. Martine, how do you pronounce your name, I wonder? Oh well. Okay, I'll see you guys again later.